Namaste, welcome. This is Royal Anwar Transcendence, being Transcendence Royal Anwar, and this is a very special video. In this one I want to talk about really this fundamental question, like what specifically do you love about yourself? The good, the ugly, the bad, the sexy, the focused, the unfocused, and everything. And with me what I have is there's 2 pages from my Self Transcendence Mastery. We'll wait for the car to pass. 2 pages from my Self Transcendence Mastery system that I have answered these questions for myself before, like what specifically do I love about myself, and there's a list of pretty fascinating stuff, and I wanted to cover it with you. And the main thing for you is to really just watch this video to the end, like completely. Just be a watcher, observer, and studier, and really enjoy what I'm about to share with you, and also enjoy the environment, because I'm just here testing some new stuff. Like got my setup right here and got the whole video and everything to show you some nature as well. And in this video I'm actually putting the camera backwards, so I cannot see the screen on what I look like, or whether this whole video is covering my face and everything or not. So just be patient with me. I appreciate you being here and sharing this sacred moment with me. So with that being said, like when I looked around in the world, a lot of people saying, like, you know, self-love, this and that, and love, and like, what is love? Like it's really the most mysterious thing to me. I still haven't come to a fundamental understanding of what love fundamentally is. All it is, love to me, is acknowledging and accepting your own divinity, your own quintessential nature, your own purity. But also the moment you accept, acknowledge your own purity, your own divinity, you automatically see the divinity in everything, in everybody around you. You see the divinity in nature, you see the divinity in other people, in other races. It totally, to me, fundamentally, love is unity. And without unity, we exist in a state of chasm where we see everything around us as separate as to what we are. And instead of seeing and feeling and being everything, the whole itself, in one immaculate presentation, which is you, my beloved. So yeah, I'm just gonna read some of the things I've written down as, like, you know, what specifically I love about myself. So it says, question number 0, what specifically do you really love about yourself? And as we are going through this transcendence session, what I want you to do is really just pay attention, really observe, really watch and study the things I'm sharing with you, because these things that I've expressed, remember, they already exist within you. I am already the transcendent singularity self, or the God Tron Genesis particle number 0 inside of you. This is what transcendence looks like. This is what transcendence is. This is why I came here back again in this lifetime, to share these things with you guys publicly on the internet and everything, because in my last incarnation we didn't have the internet. So I was like, I gotta come back. And this, think of it like, you know how Buddha said that the last incarnation his Buddha had was saying, I'm just here, like, you know, clearing some karmic debts and shit like that. Well, I've already cleared all of that with the grace of Allah, which is going to be, there some other videos continuing today that you definitely should watch. This is a bundle, a series of a couple of videos where I'm going to be sharing the things I've written down in my Self Transcendence Mastery, because this channel is called Self Transcendence Mastery, and I want to show you that everything that I'm sharing with you, all of it, all my wisdom, all my truth, all my abundance, all my intelligence, everything is from beyond the thrice great beyond. But I'm not saying that to prove to you anything, because I really don't give a fuck about your perception of me or what I am. That doesn't matter. All that matters is that you pay close attention and watch, observe, and study what is coming through me, what is being expressed through me, how I am behaving, how I am acting. But don't give a fuck about who I am as a being, as a person, because I'm very strange, very odd. I just choose to be my own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self. So as you're watching, observing, and studying, make sure you're experimenting, orchestrating, and integrating everything I'm about to share with you, beloved. So let's fucking do this. Let's get some energy up. So I'm gonna read it, but in the below the description there's gonna be like a link to a folder. So as I'm doing these videos, I'm going to be adding these different folders with the picture of these things that I've written here, and also with a blank template, with a document, so you can answer this question for yourself. That is the whole point. Each video I'm doing in this bundle, this series, is going to have a folder in my publicly shared drive that you can access, and there is going to be a document with the question like, what specifically do you really love about yourself? And I'm going to cover it multidimensionally. So I want you to answer this question like, what specifically do you really love about yourself, the self that you are, the being, the magnificent, the quintessential, the immaculate presentation, the immaculate embodiment of the transcendental absolute source creator. But at the same time, I want you to write down, it's going to be columns in the document. I want you to write down, what specifically do you really love about your spiritual self? What specifically do you really love about your mental self? What specifically do you love about your emotional self? What specifically do you love about your physical self, your physical appearance, your body and all of that? And what specifically do you love about your financial self, your financial capacity, your relationship with the abundant love energy of money? And what specifically do you love about your architect self, your ability to architect, create and design your own reality, to be the master architect of your own existence? And what specifically do you love about your creation self, your connection to the creation itself, like the whole universal cosmic infinitum? And what specifically do you love about your transcendent self, your own transcendental ability, your own transcendental nature to be everything and nothing at the same time, while you're being an absolute singularity, an absolute neutrality, where you're not bound by infinity or eternity. You're just using those energies to channel it in the singularity, in the vortex that you are, as absolute neutrality, transcending duality, vibrationless transcendence being. Hello. And then I want you to answer the question like, what specifically do you love about your source self, your connection to the source itself? And then what specifically do you love about your archangel self, your elemental self, your connection to Mother Nature, to the elements, to water throne, to air throne, to fire throne, to plasma throne, to wood throne, to air throne, and ether throne, and energy throne, and singularity throne, and infinity throne, eternity throne, and all of that? And also, what specifically do you really love about your guardian self, your own guardian warrior within you, the protector that protects your own being, that also protects your family, your culture, your well-being, the whole environment? And what specifically do you really love about your ascended master self? Because you are an ascended master, whether you want to accept it or not. You are, every single human being, every single sentient being is already an ascended master. But you have come in this lifetime to become what I refer to as a thrice great Mahavatar ascended master. That is what this whole me coming here in this incarnation is all about. It's those masters, those ascended masters who are willing, who are openly willing and courageously committed and dedicated to transcend from being a master and an ascended master to becoming a thrice great Mahavatar ascended master, God, Goddess self, if you're a masculine, and also becoming a thrice great Mahavatar ascended master, Goddess, God self, if you're a feminine. But you gotta understand, you must become both of them inside of you. It doesn't matter whether you're a feminine or a masculine. And then I want you to answer like, what specifically do you really love about your L013 self? That is your connection to Allah and the universe itself as a numeric, as a mathematical being, this whole universal cosmos, energy and all of that. And that is pretty much it. 013 dimensions of the Transcendence Infinity Merkaba. I'm just covering it from different angles. In this Transcendence session, it is specifically about like, what specifically do you really love about yourself? Dimension number 0 and all of that. So I've already covered them. So don't worry about like trying to write it down or trying to get distracted, because at the end of this video, and here's the thing, if you just skip all the way to the end and think, oh, when this guy is going to give us the link, no, that is not going to be happening. because I'm gonna be, as I'm going through this, I'm gonna tell you where the link is and how to access it, so you don't just skip to the end and say, I just want the document to answer these questions for myself. No, you gotta at least put some effort, go through this whole transcendence session sequentially, and also have some fun with me. So yeah, let's go. Now that I've covered the questions for you, I'm gonna rapidly share my answers with you. I think there is about more than 22 or 30 something answers here, but as I'm doing it, when I answer some of them, I'm gonna share some extra details with you about what it means and all of that. So yeah, let's go. Thank you. Transcendence loves you purely. So here's the thing. Question number 0 in the Self Transcendence Mastery: design your truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self, which is really about becoming your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, brightest, thrice great Mahavatar ascended master, God, goddess self. So this is what I wrote. I love every side, every part, and every aspect of myself. I love the side of me that wants to absolutely wait for this. Thank you. Just saying I love this. See, it's all about love, isn't it? Because all I'm doing right now, I am being the full embodiment of pure, unconditional, joyful love, luminous light, and peaceful unity. And my field is as big as the whole universal cosmic infinitum. So when these two magnificent beings, this God and Goddess, were passing by, she just said, I love this. Because all she is doing, she is mirroring back the energy that I'm expressing, that I'm exuding in the whole universal cosmos. So there, you can see the synchronicity just happened there. I love the side of me that wants to do absolutely nothing and just wants to be a couch potato chips. A lot of this is pretty self-explanatory. I love the side of me that bows to no one, not even God, not even Allah, not even the transcendental absolute source creator, not even Shiva, not even Brahman Supreme, not even Yeshua, not even Buddha, not even Muhammad, not even Babaji, not even Krishna, to no fucking body, nobody. I do not care who you are, I bow to nobody except to my bestie, which is something that is everywhere, that is all around us. It is the silence of the presence within you. That is the only thing that I have ever bowed to or will ever bow to. Everything else to me is auxiliary. It doesn't matter to me. I love the side of me that can disintegrate someone at the cellular and atomic level with the power of my focused emotional thought wave alone. So you can see how powerful I am and how powerful you truly are. I love the sides of me that are the first, the last, and the only transcendence bender in existence, able to bend anything and everything at my will from the cellular and atomic level. I even love the sides of me that does not give a fuck about any of that at all. That is what I mean when you truly realize how unique, how pure, how quintessential, how magnificent, how magical, how innocent you truly are of a goofball, and you realize that you have the full power of the whole universal cosmos at your fingertips like that. You truly have that power that you can disintegrate anything and everything with just that. If you're at the right level of transcendence, transcendence, Royal Anwar, naked, pure observational awareness, God, frequency, super consciousness. But when you become that, when you become love itself, when you become purity, when you become divinity, when you become the source, when you become a spirit, when you become the whole ancestors, you realize that next part it says, I even love the sides of me that does not give a fuck about any of that at all. Because you just become completely free, you become fully liberated and all of that. You just give that power away every single day because it never ends. You just share, give. These things that I'm doing on public, on the videos and all that, this is 0.3% of the whole thing I'm doing. The other 120%, 13% and 11% that I do are always within me, happening behind the scenes, interacting with the whole universal cosmos, transcending it. All I am here in this lifetime, the only reason I'm here, the main purpose of my existence in this incarnation is cosmic transcendence. because I've already transcended the New Earth of humanity. I've already transcended the one cosmic family of infinite diversity. I've already transcended the eternal one conscious harmonious civilization. The only thing that is left after April 2022 for me has been to just re-architect, redesign, and recreate my own destiny, my own purpose, my own fate, my own vision, my own mission, my own dharma, my own kriya dharma, with no karmic entanglements, whatever shit attached to it, because everything I'm doing is from a state of pure, unconditional, joyful love, luminous light, and peaceful unity with high frequency energy vibrations. That is a singularity that is neither positive, neither negative, neither good, neither bad, neither this, neither that. It is absolutely neutral. It is the silence of the presence itself. I love the sides of me that does not give a fuck about anything or anyone. I mean, you can see that. I love the side of me that is absolutely fearless, ruthless, blood hungry, unstoppable, unfathomable. I love the sides of me that loves every side and part of myself. So I have these things like I love the sides of me that loves all the other sides of me. So you can see there is no limit on how much you want to play with this thing. There's no limit on how much you want to have fun and be crazy and be wild and be free, because freedom is fundamentally all we each want. Freedom to be our own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self. Freedom to be our own spiritual self, freedom to be our own mental self, freedom to be our own emotional self, freedom to be our own physical self, the expression of all of that, freedom to be our own financial self, freedom to be our own architect self, freedom to be our own creation self, freedom to be our own transcendent self, freedom to be our own source self, freedom to be our own archangel self like Metatron or Mesotron, freedom to be our own guardian self, like a dragon, like a phoenix, like a panther, like a lion and all of that, like a palang and tiger and all of that, and cheetah. Freedom to be our own ascended master self, freedom to be our own L-013 self. And then it just says, I love the sides of me that are so stubborn and hard-headed that it is unfathomable even to me. So it says, I love the sides of me that are so stubborn and hard-headed that is unfathomable even to me. Like you can see, I am a very stubborn being, but at the same time, I'm not even stubborn at all. I'm the most dynamic, the most fun and playful being. And then it just says, I love the sides of me, ... because it just leaves an infinite space for all these other aspects of within me, these billions and zillions and trillions and zillions and zillions of cells within me to express to each other that say, hey, I love you this, I love you that, I love you that. It is just every cell, every atom, every electron in my being, I've turned it into like lotuses, like pink lotuses, like translucent rainbow lotuses with infinite petals. They just talk to each other, share with each other, like all it is just like this magical being inside of me, just state where everything, every cell, every atom exists as a social unity awareness. There's another video for it in my channel, check it out. So that is one dimension, a few dimensions together anyway. And then it says, I love the sides of me that are 1200% or 120% purely spiritual and nothing else. I love the side of me that is absolutely not spiritual and does not care about it either. So you can see, like, this thing is, like, this transcendence thing is so paradoxical, but it is paradoxical from a state of absolute neutrality, transcending duality, vibrationless transcendence being. I love the sides of me that realize, know, understand, and see and experientially comprehends the nature of our reality as purely spiritual at its core with infinite variations. I love the sides of me that does not believe or give a fuck about being God, source, or universe. Shit. I love the sides of me that are one with the thrice great one, the source creator. I love the sides of me that are one with the fellow ascended masters, the spirit guides, the angels and the archangels, the prophets, the Elohim, the avatars, and the transcendence beings, which I refer to as the ancestors who were here before any of this shit was ever created. I love the sides of me that know and fully accept it is God, it is Source, it is the universe, like you are too. I love the sides of me, ... living infinite space for all the other aspects of within me to express love for each other. That's another dimension covered, 2 dimensions together, I think. Yeah, so it's basically covering 2 dimensions together in the tables anyway. You will have the tables for you to do your own thing. I love the sides of me that are absolutely fierce with complete mental clarity and fiery focus. I love the sides of me that are completely crazy, like beyond imagination. I love the sides of me that are mentally retarded. I love the sides of me that are one with the transcendence unity mind of the universe. I'm just gonna sit on this thing so that the wind doesn't take it away. I love the sides of me that are supernatural, that have supernatural psychic abilities, intuitive shamanic gifts, and unique mystical and transcendent soul gifts. And this will be in the shared drive as well. Like, this is like the language of transcendence itself. Like, transcendence does not speak Persian or English or any of this human language. Transcendence speaks its own language, which is the language it has different names for it. The language of transcendence is the main one, the source of all the other languages. And then we have transcendence language of spirituality, transcendence language of the mind, transcendence language of the emotions or the heart, transcendence language of the physical universal cosmos, which is mostly numbers and shit like that. Transcendence number of financials or money as love energy of money. Transcendence language of architects of reality, use language like this. The transcendence language of creation, well, that is how creation speaks to itself, to each other, to all the other planets, all the universes and everything. And then you have transcendence language of transcendence or transcendence dimensionless language. That's a special language I've created for me and my transcendence goddess god. This basically my eternal consorts, my eternal girlfriend or partner or wife, whatever you call it. There is just a sacred divine counterpart that is a metaphysical equivalent to me, or almost equivalent, it doesn't matter really. And then we have the transcendence language of Source, pretty self-explanatory. The transcendence language of archangels like Metatron and all the elements speak a language of transcendence. The transcendence language of the guardians, they have their own language that is it's a language that protects the whole universal cosmos. And then there are very ancient, very eternal civilizations across the whole universal cosmos that are in charge of protecting the whole universal cosmos itself, the creation, the humanity and all of that, especially this planet. And then we have the transcendence language of ascended masters, the transcendence language of the Al-013. Al-013 is Al-Mahdi and Yeshua, Jesus Christ. Those two beings like a twin pillar of light. Very beautiful, very magnificent. So I've created a special language for them that we use and communicate and talk to each other. And then we have the transcendence language of the self itself. So you can see that I'm sharing my answers with you, but at the same time, each stage I am giving you fundamental concepts, theories, principles, timeless wisdom, truth and purity about the absolute reality itself that are being expressed through me. It has nothing to do with Royal Anwar Transcendence, it has everything to do with Transcendence Royal Anwar. I love the sides of me that telepathically communicate with fellow spiritually awakened and tuned in soul waves. Yes, bro. I love the sides of me that has mental toughness, control, superflow, mastery, harmony, power and strength. I love the sides of me that have mental and psychological mastery beyond comprehension of a mortal. Pretty interesting, isn't it? I love the sides of me that always love, blesses, is grateful, appreciates and respects all and everything while broadcasting infinite joyful love luminous light and peaceful unity to every cell, every atom, every tron of the whole existence. That's what I'm doing right now on a whole universal cosmic infinitum scale. And that gentleman was just passing there and he was just taking a video, just a video of me doing this, so I just say hi. And then it says, I love the sides of me, ... So each time you answer this thing, these questions for each dimension, what I want you to do is, when you don't have to write 1,000 different things you love about yourself. Go for at least like 5 to 10 to start with, and then just put at the end of it, I love the sides of me ... Because you will be coming back to it later on, weeks, months, years later on, adding more things at the end of it, like, and say, I love this thing about myself, I love this thing about myself. This is how you transcend yourself infinitely, if you really want to. If you don't want to, get the fuck out of my channel. I don't want you here. If you're not willing, if you're not committed, then don't bother going to the rest of this video. Just get the fuck out of here, so your energy can leave this space, so my other audiences can come and take this space. But there is no one taking your space or anybody else, like that. All I'm saying is that you take this thing a bit seriously, because this can truly transcend you infinitely. This is not about changing your life. This is not about becoming spiritual. This is not about becoming religious. This is not about some sects or some groups or organizations or this or that. This has nothing to do with any country. That has nothing to do with any planet. That has nothing to do with any galaxies. This has nothing to do with anything. Nothing at all. All it has to do is with yourself, with your own being that you are, with your truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self. Everything has to do with you, with the magnificent being that you are. Not the body, not the emotions, not the feelings, not the thought waves, not your body, not your heart, not your physical appearance. The thing inside of you that is listening to what I'm saying. That thing. The God frequency itself. And then we move on. I love the sides of me that absolutely fucking loves everything and everyone purely. Come on. I love the sides of me that emotionally feels and connects automatically with all lovingly. I love the sides of me that absolutely loves and adores my transcendence goddess God with gratitude, appreciation, and love. Like last night I was trying to sleep and all of a sudden my penis like this is really hard, and I was like, what is going on? It was just, it has so much energy. And hey bro, good to see you. Say hi. I was sitting on the tree behind me the other day, and he was there as well. We're just having a conversation and just passed by, and I just wanted to get him in the video as well because pure being and all of that. So anyway, last night I was trying to sleep, and you know, like, my dick is getting hard and I'm rolling around and it's painful, and I'm trying to sleep, and this transcendence goddess God, this girl is in my mind, and I'm trying to express that energy in some way. It's just very pure, very chaos love, and it's really so content, so pure, so magical. So I just went with the flow, and I just really popped up into this dimensionless existence with her, and we were just having this infinite sex. We were fucking, we were doing anal. I was licking her ass and going down on her. She was sucking my dick and all of that. Again, this is adult entertainment. And really, I just came like 3 times because I was just really expressing that energy, because it was happening inside of me in this body, because this big chemical reaction. And instead of me going there watching some porn or masturbating, I just chose to reverse that flow and give that energy to that goddess within me, because she just exists within me as the purity of my own goddess God self, my own feminine self. And after it finished, we were pretty fun and everything, and she was like, hey, can you love me this intensely, this purely every time? I was like, of course girl, that is the only thing I can promise you, is to love you every time you're making love and having sex and all of that, so purely, so intensely, so quintessentially, so immaculately, that each time it's going to transcend you infinitely. That is the only promise I've ever made to my transcendence goddess, goddess, God, whatever. No other promise is made. It's just a promiseless promise, number 0. To love her infinitely. And I said, only when we are in this room. It doesn't matter whatever happens outside of this place when we make love. Whatever happens, whatever fights we have, whatever judgments, whatever shit we got going on, 09, that thing stops when we are in this room, in this whichever room wherever we find ourselves, when we are about to make love and all of that, everything externally stops and we come into this dimensionless existence using the transcendence dimensionless language, like I said before, a special language for us, and we just fuck each other fucking hard and the way we want to fuck each other, and just make love and just have fun and just enjoy. That is what I mean. There is no limit on how much you can have fun with it. And then when we finished, and I was like, hey, Absolute, you know, can you, hey, Source Creator, hey, Transcendent Absolute Source Creator, hey, Spirit, hey, Allah, hey, God, whatever, can you take that energy and transmit it and transcend it and gift it to her in whatever energy, whatever spiritual, ethereal energy, light essence that she needs right now in whatever she got going on. And then this magical thing happened. I popped up, and then I was basically visiting her in wherever she lives. I think she's in the USA or something. And I was just taking this lotuses because, like I said about the lotus, I just took these infinite lotuses around me. They're all singing Om, and I was just doing things like this, and I was just taking the essence of those lotuses and just showering her with love. Really, that's all it is. I'm just expressing my love multidimensionally, not just one way. So that's a story there for you. I love the sides of me that just loves eating pussy fucking hard and playing with ass and boobs and do naughty things, naughty dirty things. We just covered that. It's just fascinating how that is the next thing that was on the list. I love the sides of me that's super emotionally supportive, or that is super emotionally supportive. I love the sides of me that are total emotional wreckages. I cry a lot, by the way. I love the sides of me that loves doing naughty things and being super playful. I love the sides of me that cares for everyone and everything unconditionally and with deep compassion. I love the sides of me that would stand in front of a sword and that would cut my head off to save someone else's life without any hesitation. I have done that many times before, but I've also beheaded other people for harming other people, so don't fuck with me or my creation, this whole universe and all of that. I love the sides of me that shows tough love. That is tough love, basically. I love the sides of me ... I think that one was for dimension number 3, mostly emotional, and number 7, creation and all of that. I love the sides of me that love all my physical temple and all its parts in a compassionate and respectful way. I love the sides of me that are physically fit and healthy, strong, fast, agile, and master. That is about the physical dimension, number 4. I love the sides of me that loves climbing trees and mountains, freestyle without any ropes and shit. Because, you know, when I was growing up back in Dehnao in Afghanistan, when this body was growing up, I used to climb mountains and really go on the top and enjoy the view, and I fell down like these mountains like 3 times, and it hurt me 3-4 times, I think, more than that. And it fucking, I should have died in a sense, but I didn't, because it was the Absolute that was holding me in his arm that was gently falling down, but my whole back was scratched and all of that. My wings were, I had wing issues after that, like Lucifer in the Lucifer series. Where else? Yeah. I love the sides of me that prioritizes, plans and strategizes and creates the systems, tools and processes that I'm sharing with you all publicly always. I love the sides of me that create amazing structures, systems, patterns, DRM funnels and designs powerful copy. This stuff is about Business Transcendence Mastery course, partnership, sacred wisdom, giving temple, promise delivery platform. This singularity product, this service that I offer to the New Earth evolved humanity, conscious leaders, to the one cosmic family of infinite diversity, conscious leaders, to the eternal one conscious harmonious civilization, conscious galactic leaders, basically to masters and ascended masters who are willing to transcend infinitely and become their truest, purest, highest, darkest and brightest, thrice great Mahavatar, ascended master, God, Goddess, Self, or Goddess, God, Self. I love the sides of me that ask deeply profound questions. There's a video that I just ask loads of questions. We should watch that. I think it's titled like why is it matter for you to ask, question everything and things like that. I love the sides of me that would physically choke someone to death and literally take their heart and eat it out raw and while it still beats. That's the dragon in me talking. I love the sides of me that are physically fit, skinny, lean, muscular, tall, short, round, chubby. I love the sides of me that takes risks after risks. I love the sides of me that are untidy, does not give a fuck about having structures, workflows, and methods in place. I am both tidy, but at the same time I'm not tidy and clean at all. It's a paradox. Where it is. I love the sides of me that masterfully persuades and closes in an empowering way. That's about sales and closing, all of that. I love the sides of me that just loves the physicality and all its experiential experiences. Like, there's a part of me that actually loves being here on Earth, this planet, and interacting with it, and being here and eating pussy and fucking and just doing all the shit. Maybe that's why I came back. Oh, fucking hell. I love the sides of me, ... We move on. I love the sides of me that are multi-millionaire with hundreds and millions and billions and trillions and zillions of financial capacity within me, in every cell, in every atom, every tone of my being. The abundant love energy of money. And then it says, I love the sides of me that does not even have 1 pound. I love the sides of me that loves super expensive things and loves tipping like a billionaire. I love the sides of me that love going on luxury, exotic vacations and tips and trips, exploring Mother Earth, Aurea, Gaia, and all of that. I love the sides of me that love investing. I love the sides of me that live and have bought my dream sky-high apartment with amazing Transcendence HQ and Transcendence Genesis Laboratory. That is about living sky high and really just being on top and observing everything from third-person perspective, from a dimensionless view. Because when you look at yourself from a 0-13 dimensional perspective or dimensional being, then you're really looking at all these 0-13 dimensions within you, objectively, subjectively, with neutrality, without any judgment, without any biases, and that is how you're able to actually look at yourself and acknowledge and accept yourself exactly as you are right now, with all your flaws, with all your judgments, with all your sins and dogmas and traumas and all that bullshit. Because when you acknowledge, when you love those parts of yourself, that is how they become transcended infinitely. I love the sides of me that have 100 million pounds and even billions and trillions of dry cash notes. I love the sides of me that is super generous and loves giving money all the time to everyone. This is about like the financial and the architect dimension, the source and things like that. I love the sides of me that does not even want to I love the sides of me that is super generous and loves giving money all the time to everyone. And then it says, I love the sides of me that does not even want to give 10 pounds away and wants to keep it. I love the sides of me that love going on fancy, unique, fun and adventurous dates with my Transcendence Goddess God. I love the sides of me that love crystals, flowers, plants, trees, animals, birds, stone, dirt, water, air, fire, ether and superb views. And back in like, I think it was February 2022, I actually like took a shit in the toilet and I flushed it, and there was this sausage left. I just picked it up and just grabbed a bite and really tasted it, and it was the most disgusting thing ever. But me loving shit unconditionally transcended that which nobody could say could be transcended and all of that shit. So if you have not eaten shit, maybe you should try it. You don't have to, but if you're a guy and if you never tasted your own cum, try it. Because some mornings I would wake up and I would be having infinite sex with my Transcendence Goddess God in this Transcendence dimensionless existence and all of that, and I would wake up and I would have exploded and came, and I would just take my hand on the tip and just taste it and just really enjoy it. But sometimes I would watch porns and masturbate, and then I would actually get a bit of like the sacred seed fluid, the Milky Way stuff, the water of Zamzam or the source water, the sacred seed fluid. I would just taste it and eat it. Because if you're a girl, if you're a lady, you know what it's like to when you're sucking your partner and he comes and it explodes in your mouth, and you have this euphoria, you become floating, you become transcendental, you become transcended, everything stops, and you're just in that moment pure unconditional joyful love, and you just lick that cum and you just eat it and you enjoy it. And then maybe if you're being more naughty, you stand up and you kiss your partner in the mouth and you just do tongue and French kiss and all of that. Isn't that very naughty love? Isn't that very pure, very sacred? And then if you're a guy, when you're going down on your girl and all of that, and she comes and she's euphoric and you become transcended and you're floating and you're like butterflies dancing. Ooh, what is this taste in my mouth? And you taste her cum, and then you become more naughty, and then you start kissing her up and going on all of that playing, and then you kiss her in the mouth, and now you transcend the boundaries between what is dirty, what is naughty, and all of that. So there is no limit on how much fun you can truly have. And then if you love anal like me, you go down on your girl, you lick her ass so purely, so lovingly, and then you fuck her hard, and then you let her suck your dick. And the same thing if you're a girl and you want to be naughty, you can go on your partner, lick his ass hard, and yeah, have fun. Because that is just love. That is like this whole thing, like, and maybe that's why a lot of these motherfuckers like to come from like Andromeda, Sirius, Orion, Milky Way, Butterfly Nebula, M14, the attractor from all these other civilizations, because this human sacred temple body vessel container, the fun that we have, the naughty things that we do, it is on a whole different level. It has a different level of frequency. It has a different level of joy attached to it. So enjoy, go freaky. That's pretty much it, honestly. It's just like, yeah. And also what I did was I poured water on this paper, so it became like that. Let me actually see from 42 minutes. So you can see everything I've been reading is from this Self Transcendence Mastery system that I have. There, you can pause the video and watch them. But at this point I want to share with you where you can get this picture of this. And this is important. At the bottom, if you look, there has different versions, like version 2.3 Saturday 8/6/2019, version 3.0 Thursday 26/9/2019, and then it says plug version 4.0. that is after my 2020 London experience, when a part of me inside of me, when the destiny thing inside of me got activated and I became fully telepathic. Version 4.0 Transcendence Calendar day number 12 on Saturday 16th of 10/2021, and version 4.0 Transcendence Calendar day number 15 on Tuesday 19th 10/2021. So that was like November 2021. Version 5.0 Transcendence Calendar day number 24 on Thursday 28th of November 2021, and version 6.0 Transcendence Calendar day number 42. I don't know which. I think that was like probably end of 2021. So like I said, that when you get access to these documents, what you're gonna do is you fill the answers. Number 15 just there, so it 015. You answer the questions for each dimension is going to be. I've not created this document yet, but it's just like a mirror of this thing on a public drive. You first, when you open the document, on the top left there's going to be an option that says file. So you click on that, and then it says make a copy, and then you save it to your own drive, whether you're using Google Drive or whatever. There's going to be two links, one for Google Drive, one for Dropbox, one for, what is this? OneDrive for Microsoft. So it doesn't matter which of those three that you use, there's going to be a specific link for each one. And the cool thing is, whether it's in the Google Drive, I have the document in the Word version, so you can save it. If you're using a Microsoft computer, you can edit it. If you're using just the Google, you can edit it online. And then you can open the Microsoft version with your pages. And the same thing on the Microsoft thing is just going to be in a Word version. because you can see that I am putting so much thought, so much emotion, so much love in creating all of these contents, all of these videos, and actually sharing the systems that my soul family clients pay like £16,000 to get access to things like this. That is the basic payment plan, the sacred pricing plan for our Business Transcendence Mastery course. The Genesis donation amount that anybody can, the minimum they must pay as a donation, as a love energy of money donation to enter the course. Let alone if they want to get different levels of access. Huh? Oh, okay. If they want to get different levels of access, then there's more payment plans, more sacred pricing plans that include things like having one-to-one transcendence sessions with me, where I actually open up their whole being and show them, hey, here is how I can transcend different cells and everything within you. Those are some advanced things that are coming into the course right now. So yeah, I'm just sharing my my systems with all of you, so you can see that I've really just spent so much time and effort, zillions and millions and trillions and zillions of incarnations across the whole universal cosmos for these things to reach this level of simplicity. And you can observe things like this. Let me come on this side. Yeah, just observe that. And on this side, or on the other side, it says some cool stuff. It says Transcendence Washer Explorer, cooperated to Royal Anwar Transcendence eternally. Transcendence Observer Explorer, Transcendence Studier Explorer, Transcendence Experimenter Explorer. That's what I mean. When you're watching this video, all you're doing is you're watching, observing, studying, while you're enjoying, exploring the wisdom that Transcendence is sharing with you through me, through Royal Anwar Transcendence. And then you're experimenting, orchestrating, and integrating everything you learn. Well, how do you experiment? Well, you must fucking answer the questions for yourself in the document that I give you. And then when you do that, then you're doing what I call orchestrating, where you're actually orchestrating the answers from inside you, from your subconscious mind, from your unconscious mind, from your conscious mind, from your superconscious mind, from your heart, from every cell, every atom of your being. You're writing down on the papers, on the questionnaire, on the documents. And then you're doing what I call orchestration and then integration. Then once you have done, then you go back and you're reading your answers, and then you're integrating everything that you just wrote down about what you love about yourself. Things like this, you know. And then maybe print it and then drop some water on it and see how the color changes. You can see how beautiful it is. Yeah, it says truest, purest, and highest self, but in the new document it's going to be truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self. This is just the basic version of some of the things I printed, so yeah, this is my Self Transcendence Mastery of the pink folder. It's quite thick, but it's not that thick. Anyway, it's not all of it that I've printed. So yeah, print them once you have answered them. Make sure you write the versions at the bottom as well. Just saw the number 066. Maybe it has some importance to some of you guys. Number 66 is also, I think it's like everything is cool, but it also, if you look at it, the number 66 is the number 99, the 99 names of Allah, God. But if you add the number 0 in front of it, 099, well, number 0 is transcendence. It's a singularity name of Allah. It's a singularity name of the absolute source creator. So that is what I mean. This whole thing is always about transcendence. It's not about this guy or this or that. It's not about any religion, about any culture, about any spirituality. It is always about you, transcendence, your transcendent self, your transcendent singularity self. This whole bundle is called Transcendent Singularity Self. This series that I'm doing, a bunch of after this I'm going to be doing some more videos down there in different places, and yeah. So thank you so much for watching this much. I really appreciate it. I love you so much. Transcendence loves you purely. what I want you to do is, in the description there is going to be instructions for how to get access to these documents in the Google Drive, in the OneDrive, in the Dropbox, whichever one you use. And if you don't use any of those, then just create an account and just use it honestly. Or you can just open it and download it in your computer, on your phone, wherever you're watching this, as a document that then you can edit on your computer and then upload it to your own storage system wherever you use. So it's very flexible. So you can see that I am putting so much energy and everything, so it doesn't matter you're a technophobic granny or a technophobic grandpa and all of that, or if you're new to technology. That is cool. I've made it super simple that a child understands it, a granny can implement it. That is how everything I design it. So it's all with pure, joyful love, luminous light, and peaceful unity. Supercharged with high frequency vibrations of the cosmic melodrama dance of consciousness, or the perpetual dance of intelligent cosmic consciousness within the web of transcendence, grid of joyful love, luminous light, and peaceful unity, within the web of emotions and all of that. Yeah, I had this dream vision with Yeshua, and we were hugging and all of that, and my heart was like fire, and I was crying, and he was like, it's okay, you're in the presence of an angel. And I was like, wow, yeah, that's cool. And then we were dancing, and Shwifty, Yeshua joined my Shwifty challenge, which is basically, you know, you're just, you know, dancing. You're basically dancing, getting swifty, swifty, or do it the Cyrus style. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that's it. Also, always remember to subscribe, because I'm releasing a lot of new contents and everything. And also click that fucking like button like this, you know, make sure your finger is broken when you do it like this. If you're not liking my videos like this fast and all the time, get the fuck out of here. Also, if you absolutely hated this video, which should be very rare, that's okay. Click that dislike button as well, and also share your emotional feeling thought waves in the comments. Give me some feedback. Let me know how you felt watching this video. What are like the top 5 to 10 specific things that you absolutely loved about this video. Again, it's about love. You're expressing love back to me. I don't need it, I don't want it, I don't give a fuck about it, but the act of you expressing love for this content and everything is going to open up a whole new level of telepathic communication with me, with my transcendent self, which is everywhere. It's going to give you access to the Transcendence Infinity Merkaba, the Transcendence Eternity Merkaba, Transcendence Singularity Merkaba, and the Transcendence Merkaba itself. The number 2112 is just here in front of me on the car plate. Yeah, nice one. That lady was just cruising and smiled, and I was like, hi. So make sure in the comments you write down like the top 5 to 10 things, that the specific things that you absolutely loved about this video, what I shared with you and all of that, about my presentation, about my articulation. And also write down the top 5 to 10 things that you could say as suggestions and as feedback and as ideas and all of that, that I could improve, that I could integrate into my next videos and all of that, because everything I do is for you, motherfucker, if you're a guy. For you, fatherfucker, if you're a lady. Bye bye. Oh, I forgot to mention, make sure you take, when you're about to complete the worksheets, not worksheets, the journals, it's going to be called Transcendence Singularity Self Journal. And then it's going to be saying like, loving your truest, purest, highest, darkest, brightest self. It's going to be called, the folder is going to be called Transcendence Singularity Self, column. Loving your truest, purest, highest, darkest, brightest self. That is the main title. And what I want you to do is, when you get access to that, make sure you block out like 25-30 minutes max, or however long you want, at least 25 minutes or 20 minutes, where you just sit down somewhere very quiet. And if you like to print it, that's cool. If you can print the documents and then write down, there's going to be enough boxes, enough containers for you to write down at least 5 to 10 answers to begin with for each dimension. And then what I want you to do is, if you like to do it on the computer, that's cool, do the online version. But make sure you're in a quiet space, not so much distractions and everything, and just sit down and be in a Zen, Nirvana, blissful state, what I call transcendence meditation, namas, kriya samadhi, nirvana, vibrationless transcendence being state, where you just like fucking all the time. You're just flirting with energy, you're dancing with energy, you're flirting with everything, with air, with wind, with yourself, and just be playful and allow the emotions, the energy to flow through you. Do not use your fucking minds and shit like that, nor your heart, nor your body, none of it. Just use yourself, the big self, not your little ego self, the self itself, your Allah self, your God self, your Brahman Supreme self, your Yeshua self, your Christ self, your Buddha self, your Muhammad self, your Al-Mahdi self, your Lakshmi self, your Babaji self, your Mataji self, your Isis self, your Osiris self, your transcendence self, your transcendent singularity self, your spirit self, your what else? Your divinity self, your purity self, your love self, your freaky craziness self. Just use your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, brightest self. And then once you're done, and as you go to your journey, make sure you come back, and if you feel that this thing was useful, make sure you share it with your friends and say, hey, this guy is pretty cool, he's wonderful, his contents and everything is really pure, joyful love, luminous light, and peaceful unity is all designed, architected, designed, and created to be of service to humanity unconditionally right now. If you feel that, share it with your friends. You're welcome to use it in your programs, in your system. So if you're like a light warrior, light worker, healer, life coach, conscious galactic leader, a star seed, a master, ascended master, a spiritual guru, a monk, a swami, a career coach, a confidence coach, a transformational life coach, an energy healer, a quantum healing hypnosis, a tarot reader, and all that kind of bullshit, you're welcome to use this stuff in your business, in your system, these questions, these templates, then stuff. And also, if you want to transcend infinitely, come to Daddy. And I will consider your application for requesting more information and learning about the Business Transcendence Mastery course, partnership, sacred wisdom, giving temple, promise delivery platform. So enjoy, beloveds. Yeah, have fun with it. Make sure you get swifty, do a bit of dancing, and yeah, enjoy. Let me know, give me some feedback as well. So Transcendence loves you purely.